We're out of sorts, thank God we're not keeping score. Losing our mind to cannibal corpse, making that thing swing back and forth.
Welcome to the Ignition Expo hosted by Anzia Racing. I'm joined here with my fellow commentators, EchoBit and Fedical. How's it going, everyone? How you doing? How you feeling, EchoBit and Fed? You ready to race?
Hello, everyone.
I'm getting my best forces not to go asleep while we do this event. As per
That's
tradition, one of officials of Anzia Racing must be sleep deprived. Today is my turn.
Today is your turn. Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get into what this event is about. So Anzia Racing presents Ignition Expo. It's an event to celebrate the release of a new dedicated racing craft and to put that new racing craft to the test in a live race. What racing craft are we celebrating today? We're celebrating a new one, which is kind of exciting. We're celebrating the Pulse LX Gravlev racing bike. Fedical, do you have any experience with this bike? Tell us about your thoughts on it.
Yeah, quite. Well, first of all, we do know that Mirai has a knack for doing racing ships, since they are the producer of Razor series and Furies. And we already had quite a fun experience over a bad one, unfortunately, with Fury LX during the first Ignition Expo. And now it's time to go for the second new release from Mirai.
Absolutely.
This one is, well, also interesting to other people because of how small it is. So it will be as easy as ever to get a Gravlev bike to a racing occasion.
I'm not gonna lie, I have one too. I saw the size of this thing and I was like, that will fit perfectly in my Cutter Scout. Very cool.
It's even smaller. Because the first thing I tried when I got my hands on both is to fit it into the cargo bay of Mustav Ganfa. And it did fit.
That's perfect.
With quite finagling, but it did fit. It's just saying something.
If it sits, it fits. Absolutely. EchoBit, what are your experiences with the Pulse LX or the Pulse racing chassis?
I've had a lot of interesting experiences with it. I love that it doesn't have like too much obstruction in the view. It's just beautiful scenic view in front of you. I've experienced the handling to be quite good, particularly at maximum ride height. So we'll talk about that in a bit. And it's really fun to just race over the ocean. And we've got an ocean track to look at today as well. 33 races today.
Indeed, yeah, absolutely. So the race format, let's go into that. That's a good segue. We do have 33 racers and are currently setting up a staging area in Arena Commander. Today we're utilizing the brand new custom lobbies just added in patch 323, which is awesome. I see DJ Button is in the chat. Thank you so much, O7, to all the devs making this possible for Anzia Racing and other people, everyone, to be able to experience racing in this really cool format. So it's incredible what you can do with it right now. Free fight lobbies can be set up to about 180 minutes long and hold up to 16 players. Not only that, but ground vehicles spawns were also added to this Winner's Circle and Bloodshot Ridge maps, which is a nice addition. Now you might be asking yourself, how are they getting 33 racers into the same racing session? Well, the answer is Anzia Racing is running 3 racing lobbies at the same time and will sync their starts together. That's a lot of coordination to make that happen, but that's what EchoBit does here at Anzia Racing, and all the people that help. We'll get into all the people that make this work today. And the race will go for about 1 hour, and since this is an Arena Commander, death is not a major setback, so it does make it a lot easier to get these things, on a track and then going smoothly, which is really nice. Don't have to worry about any outside forces for this one. So let's get into the... Oh, sorry, Pinnacle, go for it.
We do this event as classically as we always do in Anzia Racing by doing an endurance race, which means, well, death is not a permanent setback for you. We did made it even easier because we are doing it in Arena Commander, and that eliminates a lot of setbacks.
Yeah, absolutely, it really does. It really helps, and with these racing events, sometimes like you end up watching them for very long periods of time, but if you have a limited time, it's nice to be able to synchronize and streamline these things as much as possible, and that's what Anzia does. I'm really happy to be involved with an organization that works so hard to make this happen. Let's talk about the track a little bit. So the Winner's Circle track description. Let's talk about Green Ellis 3. The start line is located just off the beach of the ground at the vehicle spawn point. Do you want to talk about checkpoint 1, Fed? Like where the races will be starting and how this goes?
We'll start the race with near one of the pillars that are on top of the scenery of this beautiful city, and we'll go to all over 5 checkpoints of the track, and then we'll go back to our finishing line. The checkpoint 1 is a gentle bend across the first pillar, but we'll probably can expect some of today's racers to cut some cheeky, interesting lines around the ground before the turn. After that, we get some reprieve and breathing time on the section of the track before checkpoint 2, which is a sharp 90-degree or even more turn over land, which is gonna be something interesting and something we will need to watch closely, because land, especially with rocks, will mean a lot of scenery, a lot of action, a lot of unfortunately deaths, which is something a skilled racer will need to navigate to survive a turn. After that, we have another setbacks because of rocks on our approach to checkpoint 3, which itself is gentler, easier for racers track to navigate. But checkpoint 3 leads to a harder one, checkpoint 4, which is gonna be a brutal hairpin. It's gonna be brutal not only because the clearance is of the tracks that I usually make, but also because the turn itself is over ground, with rocks high enough that they will cause a problem to a racer that is set his bike to the lowest ride height. So someone will need probably try to get lucky, someone will try to make it safe by either slowing down or increasing clearance, but we'll see what each racer will try to do at that point. And checkpoint 5 is just a general safe rocky beach followed by a wave of small island, and my guess is we'll have some of our professional racers just avoid those for sake of consistency and safeness. And after that, there's a lot of breathing space for repairs, for reassessing the situation, for recovering boost, before racers will make a turn to the start and finish line, which will mark passing of a lap. So
I
this
love the
is our
variety.
winner's circle.
Very cool, very cool. I love what I love about this is there's a lot of like variety, both in nice gentle bends, but then also like the hard turns, the straightaways, and which will allow for some really good like people catching up, or some really nice neck to neck and head to head battles. So I'm extremely excited to see, especially checkpoint 4. I think that's gonna be the one that's gonna be a really fun one to watch. So. But yeah,
I do think I conditioned a lot of people to expect something like this and handle G-forces with, especially Bay of Solitude, the track that we used for our LTI Pulse Lex raffle this time. But we will see.
Yeah, absolutely.
From that.
Do you know, so Winner's Circle, do you have any history on the track, like in terms of experience of who created it and where this came from?
This track was created by team of India Racing for this event. So this is a fresh one.
Nice and fresh. Love it. Perfect. No notes. I love it. So excited to get into this. So we talked about the track. We talked about the event. Let's talk a little bit about the Pulse LX and its stats in general. If you're at all aware of EchoBit and Anzia Racing, you know that she's one of the first people out there when a new ship comes out, when a new patch comes out, to put those stats right up front on Twitter and all the different places. Really, really helpful. So let's talk about it. In terms of the Pulse LX, Fed and EchoBit, where do you see the Pulse LX standing in terms of other racing vehicles and its maneuverability, speed, things like that?
You start, Fed.
Well, it is better than X1 Velocity, which is great because, well, with Pulse LX we can actually say that this bike is made for racing. But although it's not as great as our running champion for the best hover bike for, at this point, at least 3 patches, Nox. But it still packs some Gs with its 220 meters per second max speed at the lowest clearance and 88 meters of speed at the max clearance, which is the best in all of the lineup, which is interesting.
Very cool. Yeah, when you see those differences between the Nox and the Pulse LX, just kind of trading between minimum and maximum ride height, but at the same time it seems like there's just like a little more like top room up there for top speed with max ride height. How do you think that's going to come into play on this track?
Well, considering that this track will have areas of that will force racers to go over rocks, that very big speed at the max clearance will come in handy. Because absolutely. I know a lot of people who, among the racers, who had bad experiences with ground, especially in the last 2 years. So that will be interesting to see. And handling-wise, Pulse LX is, well, we can't really say how good it is with its handling and turn abilities because, unfortunately, all of hover bikes have been hit by master modes, and well, some tracks will need to be re-evaluated for that, or even just approaches for the turns.
Yeah, so, I think it was even in a recent video. I don't know if it was the SCL that they were talking about needing to maybe reassess how some of these tracks are laid out to kind of compensate for some of these other speed changes and things like that for racing. So it's nice to know that CIG is aware of these changes.
They will be reworking the track.
Yeah.
And one advantage the Pulse LX has is that there's no windshield in front of you. It's just your racing helmet. You can use Alt plus X to clear your visor, whereas we don't have any heat shields or heating or windscreen wipers for other gravel bikes yet. So remember
And
old
also
X races,
because
you can clear the ocean spray in front of you.
the gentle breezes of green, and also because of how the pulse is formed, there's also no need for users of Toby or Track IR to move their heads to see better picture of the lens ahead, which is also interesting and good.
Yeah, that'll be a really interesting factor to see in this
That's it.
race.
Let's talk about the races now, if we could.
Yeah, we're getting close in on time, so let's talk about it. So we have a racer overview here. In Lobby 1, we have some names that I think some of you will recognize, but honestly, it's just awesome to see all these people turn out to support racing in Star Citizen. Let's start with Lobby 1. We have Salty Mike. I don't. Has anyone?
The man who got cut. The man
That's
who
who
got
that-
cut into Hoverbike Racing Alliance.
Well,
You
Salty
may
Mike
not
representing
expect
30.
You may not
Oh,
expect
yes.
Salty Mike to be a racer because we did not really see him doing a lot of that content. But at this the time the Grav Race mode turned on and we received the leaderboard thread. We saw him appearing. We saw him
Well,
competing.
there he is. There he is. Well, let's get into some of these other racers because Salty Mike's here, but there's some other great ones here. And of course, Salty Mike representing 30K Inc. Next up, we have Frozen 6169 from Flash Freezer Freights. Good to see you, Frozen. I think that's Frozen Gaming, right? Good to 07 to you. I know I've hung out with Frozen Gaming in chat a couple of times, so it's nice to see them represented here. We have Diplomat representing Far Out. Steel Phoenix.
The man we all and now great and omnipotent diplomat that we all adore for the impact he did on the racing community with his site.
Absolutely. It's good to see Diplomat here. Steel Phoenix also here, representing Turbo Racing Team. Just Moki of Turbo Racing Team as well. And I know Fed Turbo Racing Team is close to your heart as well.
Well, I am the head of that department on the Turbo Corp, so yes. Can't really say anything about Steel Phoenix because, well, I did not even saw him a lot of times in the work, but we'll see what he can do on the track. But just
that's really cool.
Yeah, he is a fan of horror bikes as of now because we did see him competing at the previous Ignition Expo for the X1, and he did score the second place.
Oh wow! So that's someone to watch here. Keep an eye on Jismoki, and let's move on to Neo Jet of Sire Racing Team. Sire Racing Team. I remember seeing them in the other race that I officiated earlier with the Crux Cup and the Tofu Run. So it's really cool to see Sire Racing Team represented here again. Raider Alexis, also Sire Racing Team on the in lobby number 1. Speedweed of XGR is here. Kelsar.
It's interesting to see Speedweed among the Grav races because he's more known for going on the ships.
Oh well, yeah, I'm curious to hear. You know, one of the things that would be really great is maybe like in a tweet or something like that afterwards, just hearing how the racers felt about this transition to this ship or their differences between flight or grav-led racing or ground racing, because I feel like there's different skills involved in all three of those. Definitely. So going on from Speedweed, we have Kelsar. Of Q Prime Racing. Love watching Kelsar's streams and seeing them on the racetrack, so it's cool to see them represented here as well.
And now we see people who returned from Stand and 7, Jabba, Dignall, and Herbie. The people that will also monitor closely during the stream, because I do have information they discovered something that may help them with stability and not dying on the hard bikes, which is great to hear what they've come up after the event, because that would be probably helpful to the community at large.
Oh yeah, I'd be happy to know that as well. That's very interesting. So again, that's Gerbil the Gnome of Lowfly Network and Herbie of Punch Buggy. And closing out lobby number 1 is Urhu of Russian Stanton Community. Also great to see them here. And that closes out lobby number 1. Let's move on to lobby number 2. In lobby number 2, we have Lord Utan of I Hope Racing, which is awesome to see. That Goofy Gamer Girl of Delta Dides Racing, and Cheek Leak 1 of Delta Dides Racing as Diades Racing again. So we have 2 representing themselves. Jelly Head Maid also representing themselves, with Blizz Cole representing themselves as well. Zorian of Turbo Racing Team. Do you have anything to say about Zorian here in lobby number 2?
Well, he did also got hooked up on higher bikes because of me, so
Influential. I like to see that prolific influence on getting into hover bikes, which is something that I've seen from even streamers who have said that they don't want to touch the game ever again, and then all of a sudden GravLab comes in and they're like, I got to try this out, and then they get hooked. So I love seeing other streamers and people in general really come out to support GravLab Racing, because that lets CIG know that there's interest in it, and it lets them know where they maybe can put more work into, support the community and things like that. So it's wonderful to see. Let's keep going in lobby number 2 with Kuwal of Imperial Arms. Next up after that, my man Speed Fragger of Ivocati NDA. It's awesome to see Speed Fragger here. Not just a great Star Citizen, but also an amazing musician. So you should keep an eye out for the music that Speed Fragger makes. Cool to see him here. Renlos Malik of Star Prime Racing is also here. Next up, Lens Nation. Hey, Lens Nation. It's good to see Lens Nation here. They're a friend of the stream, so good to see you. Hope you do well. Wishing you luck. And something that I know about Lens Racing is that they are also joined by their son, young Plunga of Lens Nation as well. So if you're really into father-son duos, or really amazing machinima and virtual photography, keep an eye out for Lens Nation. But I'm curious to see what their work out here on the track is like. Let's move on to lobby number 3. So this is our starting with Carlito of Seven Hills Racing, represented here. Next up, Kill Red Beard of Seven Hills Racing as well, with AC3 Nightmare coming up next with Omega Aerosport. Omega Aerosports. I got a little tongue twister there. And joining them from Omega Aerosports is Joss the Fox. So cool to see that team go here. Yeah, let's do it. Next up is iBloat representing themselves. And last up in lobby number 3 is Big Flex of Amarok's Fang Racing. So then again, 3 lobbies here so that we can sync them up and have all of these times kind of represented here. It's a lot of work, but EchoBit, can you tell us what it's like, with all the work of getting these 3 lobbies set up with all these racers and making sure these things start up on time? It sounds like a Herculean effort to me.
It's been a Herculean effort indeed. I wrote some custom forms at Anza Racing, so now we have Anza Racing accounts and custom sign up as well, and that all handles capacity for these events. So all of that has saved a lot of time. I spent about 2 months working on that, and now it's just easy to quickly form Arena Commander lobbies, thanks to CIG as well and their custom lobby work. So it's much easier to run races like this, and it should make running races in the persistent universe going forward easier as well.
That's awesome. And I have the experience of going to the Anzia Racing site and signing up for this, even just as a commentator. It is sleek. I love the little racing ticket that comes with it. Honestly, it feels so professional. EchoBit's design work and production is top notch. So y'all need to go to Anzia Racing's website, check it out, look at the amazing work there, sign up and get involved. It's a good time. I see Croncy in chat. Croncy, should we ban him? I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking. We're not. Hey, Croncy, good to see
you, Croncy.
Good to see bro, true. Good to see you, Hey, and Croncy, connected to Anzia Racing as well. EchoBit, do you want to talk about Croncy and what you and Croncy have cooking up?
Yeah, Crunchy and I met on his Twitch channel. I joined into his Mountains of Mayhem death racing competition and had so much fun. We raced the Lister, killed each other with size 7 torpedoes. I ran a biker gang and also raced the Rock DS in a racing team. And by the way, the facts state that it's a freaking laser sword. And if I could just segue, I would love to play the Mountains of Mayhem ad, which is upcoming this June at Anza Racing. Here it is, our upcoming death race together with Crunchy.
This June, fearless competitors from around Stanton will converge, risking life and limb in the pursuit of glory, fame, and the coveted title of Death Racing Champion. But beware, for in the death race, regeneration is common. Danger lurks around every corner, and only the strongest, the fastest, and most cunning will emerge victorious. So buckle up, hold on tight, and prepare for the ride of your life. The Mountains of Mayhem Death Race is about to begin. Sign up at anzaracing.com.
I love that trailer. I'm like headbanging every time I hear it. I'm like, yeah, let's get it, let's do it. And I'm like, no, it's in June, it's
The
not right
power
now.
of
It's so
music.
nice to have rock themes in our races.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for those not in chat right now, I saw a little bit there. Echo Dad voice. Explain that to us. That announcer there sounded pretty hardcore.
So, my dad's a really busy person and leads a very interesting life that I met with him recently and asked him, like, I really need a voice for this race that I'm doing. He's like, sure, I'll record a few lines really quickly over the phone. And that was the result.
I love it. That's so cool. It's cool to see it become a family affair. You know it that Anzia does it that way. Even the friends here feel like family. It's a good time. So it's really cool to know that is Echo Dad. I love it.
It's all about the family.
Absolutely. It's all about the family. That's my best Vin Diesel. All right, that was awesome. Thank you for telling us about the Mountains of Mayhem, right? Did I get that right? I didn't say Mountains of
Yes.
Madness, right?
Yep, Mountains of
Well,
Mayhem.
they are also Mountains of Madness. It's
Yeah, for real.
everything about that.
I'm getting my Lovecraftian lore built in here too. Someday when we have the sandworm, maybe we can get that in there. But awesome, very cool introducing that to us, and thank you, Croncy, for being here. Love to see him here, and welcome in chat. All right, how are we doing with getting the race going here? Looks like we're making our way towards
Race
the
directions are
starting line.
forming the grid. We're going to be starting any minute.
Awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit too then about where some of my fellow commentators are coming from. I'll start off with you, Fed. Can you talk to us about Turbor Corporation? I want to make sure that you all have wonderful representation here, and also I'm just curious to know about your history with these events in general, in terms of Ignition Expo.
Well, I was here already as close as I can get to be a member of the staff here at Anzia when we heard the announcement of Fury LX. Let me something. It was something of a interesting conversations and banging going in the staff chat when CIG released the interview with racers about Fury LX, and we heard Echo in there. That was something. But our Ignition Expos are pretty interesting and convenient places to see what a new racing vehicles can do. So we do intend to keep this tradition as long as we can. And
Very
speaking about Torbor, we are a multinational corporation, and as of now, the biggest Russian-speaking community of Star Citizen. So, which is saying something about us. It's all about the family.
Absolutely.
We do have a history with racing because Torbor Dustmasters, the other famous racing team of Torbor, is the people that consistently win Atmo esports events. Because as far as I can remember, our Dustmasters team has won at least 3 Daymar rallies, 2 of them consequently, and 1 System 7, and that is the only ones that I can remember. So it's maybe even more. So we do have some racing pedigree in us.
That's amazing, and also kind of an amazing segue. We have a raid here from Atmo Esports, who I know just got done with the racing event themselves. Thank you so much for that raid of 51 people. Atmo Esports 07 to all of you. Hope everything went smoothly. You know that the wish of people who run events in game is basically, I hope the game ran smoothly for you guys and that the verse treated you well. And I hope it did. I hope you all had a wonderful event, and welcome to Anzia Racing's
Congrats
Ignition
on
Expo.
closing out another System 7.
Absolutely. System 7's another big race. We were just talking about at Fedical over here, talking about Turbo Corporation's involvement in other racing leagues as well. So it's, you know, it's one of those things where it's not about the competition between racing leagues. It's about the fact that we're all coming together to experience racing in Star Citizen together and making it what it is today. Because we wouldn't be here without the community being involved together in this way. So awesome to see the support, and thank you so much for being here. Very, very cool. If I have a second Equibit, can I talk about my representation here from my, it's not quite an organization, but from where I come from. Absolutely. So absolutely. So I come from Soul Citizens. You might know us as a Star Citizen podcast or vodcast or show. We have a show every Thursday, every Saturday, and every Sunday, talking about various things within the Star Citizen community, whether it be community events, machinima, or dev progress on the game itself. So we're a community of gamers who support and discuss Cloud Imperium games, upcoming games, Star Citizen and Squadron 42. Please make sure to watch along if you want to come out to any of those shows. In fact, on the Saturday and Thursday shows, you can join the Discord and actually be in the call with us and have your voice heard. We love representing the community, and it's a good time. So shout out to Soul Citizens 07, everybody. Good to see you. Very cool. Okay, I see here lobby 3 is ready. It looks like everything is you can even see it up on the screen. Look at that. We got some really nice panning from Draconis MZ here on camera. Echobit, how we doing on the racers lining up?
Looks like just lobby 1 and then we're good to go.
Perfecto. I like Croncy's statement here. Using precision mode for cameras is genius. It is such a cool look. It looks almost like I don't know, like some kind of like a cool racing camera. A little bit of that like close zoom in with a little bit of UI
It does,
element in
it's
there.
like drone footage.
Absolutely, that's dope.
We're always innovating here.
Yep, absolutely. You know, as the game changes, we change too, and I love to see that. Nice touch, Draconis NZ. Mwah. If you're ever curious about who the camera operator is at the moment, look in the bottom left-hand side of the screen. We have Oleg Lime here on the screen right now. Yep. Look at him go. Look at these shots.
Let's not mention him by name later, because we do know that we can jinx him by that. and we do not want him to explode again.
You know what? We know that it's almost like watching a referee on the field. Sometimes the game can be just as dangerous for them as it is for the racers. So, from time to time, we might see a camera operator completely bite the dust, but give it 07 to them when you
in
do.
such case.
Right. Give an 07 to them if they do, because these people are volunteering their time and their efforts and skills to make this look as beautiful as possible, as you can see by these wonderful screens that we have here. In fact, we could talk about a couple of them. Let's see if I can get. We have three camera operators today. So our three, which we already talked about, Draconis, NZ, and Oleg Lime. But we also have LNDF representing Southern Cross Alliance alongside Draconis NZ, both of them representing Southern Cross Alliance. And you heard a little bit about, Fed going there, talking about Oleg Lime. And that is because Oleg Lime represents Turbor Corporation as well. So representing more representation from Turbor Corporation. And that's amazing to see. They got their hands in a lot of pies here. So that's cool. Cool. All right. Keeping like your grids are formed, completing soundboard tests. Looks like we're making progress. Echo Bits, how are we doing here?
We got a green flag. I think we're away.
The race has started.
All right, here we go. We got green flag. Looks like we have started here. I do see the countdown timer going. Let's see who's. Oh, look at them go! They're off. All right, sweet. All right, so right now we do have a course standings here on the left. Do you want to talk about those the course standings that we have here, and how they're represented right now? I think I see. Who is that at the front there?
The standings are based on the positions of racers in the
Yes.
by time.
Right.
So.
Absolutely,
Yep, so
and
we
because
will see updates at the start-finish line. That's where our race timers are. And then as they
Absolutely.
Now
complete
we
laps, we'll see the interval time difference between the races.
I do see Gerbo the Gnome in second place, and in front of them right now
Is Neo.
Neo.
Oh,
That
first destruction of the race.
Oh, look at that. We do. Yep. We do see.
The Rox has claimed first blood.
First blood. I love to see it. We saw that checkpoint turn there. I think that was checkpoint. Was that checkpoint 2?
That was checkpoint 2. And then there's 3 in the middle of the lake. Am I coming up on the brutal hairpin of checkpoints, or?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, you got those trees you could slam
Look
into.
how
We got
close to the
Kelsar.
tree line it is.
Oh no, Gerbo the Gnome taken out in that corner, but Neojet, and it allows Kelsar to get up to second place, trailing Neojet right there in the back there, and right behind them, Herbie bringing up third place there in that particular lobby. Awesome to see, but you were, as you predicted, Fed, that corner being absolutely brutal, just taking out Gerbo right there. You never know, even no matter how much you prepare for these things, a corner, a hard
even
corner
with
like
the
that.
good connection of Arena Commander, there's always something.
Yeah, that is something to talk about here. So we're not battling as much server performance as you would if we were in the PU right now, seeing as we are in. We got another ship destruction. Lens Nation, no, taken down the father of the team. But you know what? We still have Jung out there. Fastest lap right now, Neojet. Awesome to see. We saw them leading in that lobby, and now on to lap 2. With Kelsar following them behind, and it looks like Big Flex finishing up that first lap in third, Herbie behind them in fourth place. Amazing to see. Look at these times coming out. Ooh, these vistas are just beautiful to see too.
The green is beautiful.
It really is, especially with that water tech too, just like the jet spray behind them. This game has come so far, even in the last 6 months. It's cool to see. Trying to get a view here. We're on Draconis right now. You know, these ships are just so dang fast, and the way that they run down the track, it's amazing to see them go. It's amazing to see
It's
them.
breathtaking.
It really is.
Oh, we got
Okay.
distractions. We have
We have Frozen 6169 07 to you. Saw that destruction, but you know what? We're in Arena Commander, so we'll see them come back out. But that does definitely hurt the time there, doesn't it? All right, let's get in here. Looks like the standings are still at Neojet, Kelsar, and Big Flex 1, 2, and 3. I see Salty Mike on the track coming on down. Looks like Salty Mike is in 9th place standing at the moment, but they're making their way down. Push it, Kelsar. I see that from Expat Brat in the chat. Push it. Send it.
That's right. Shout out your favorite races in chat.
Yeah, let's hear some hype for them. They need their energy. Lend me your energy. Look at them go.
And
These
also,
camera operators. Oh, sorry. Go for it, Fed.
and also, viewers, you can always shout out your favorite racers. You can always help them out by that, because any track and any event can become really interesting and different from the positions people started in. Because one
Absolutely.
death and can mean anything or nothing at all.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, just because it's someone's first time doesn't mean that it's going to be difficult for them to push past and get to first. It's one of those things where there's so much equalization that can happen just by, you know, one hard turn, one weird rock, one weird slam, or just a good straightaway. Oh, look at that, weaving through the rocks, not dealing with it, living their best life, just zooming. Love to see it. Great shot from Oleg Lime here.
Hair.
We have another ship destruction from Jas the Fox. Oh, you hate to see it, but you know what? They're gonna get back up
It's
on their
okay,
feet.
Jasper. It's just Arena Commander.
It's just Arena Commander. They're gonna
We
get
can
back out
respawn
there.
and get right back in there.
You just gotta respawn quick. Get back in it. You got it. All right. So current standings. It looks like Neojet. Wow, they've just been at the front from the jump. Lobby 1 lead right now, and the Lobby 3 lead at the moment is Big Flex. So both of them being leaders in both of their own lobbies. As we said before, there are 3 lobbies happening simultaneously, mostly to do with the fact that there are restrictions based on how many people can be in one lobby. But having all of those synced at the same time makes it really nice. Our Lobby 2 lead right now is Jellyhead Made. So they are bringing up the their lobby there. Another ship destruction here for Checked Leak 1. Get back in there. What you do when you fall down is you get back up on that bike and you keep going. Love to see it. Very cool, very cool. All right. Let's see what we have coming down the pike here. That looks like Lord Utan.
No, Gerber died again.
Oh no, Gerbo, no! Sometimes
it seems
that's
that
just
he
what happens.
lost his race mojo from the Season 7 race. If he
Oh
attended
wow.
it.
Yeah, I mean it's Kelsar biting the dust as well. It looks like destruction comes for everyone here, no matter how much practice or how much history you have with it. But you know what? That just makes it a more interesting race to get to be able to see other people out here. And again, like if any of you want to experience this track, go to Anzia Racing's website. You can learn more about Winter Circle here, and get to experience these things for yourself. Because look at this; it's just beautiful seeing all these pylons here in the middle of this beautiful forest and lake scenery. Isn't that sweet? All right. Seeing Neojet still
Ocean
leading.
racing is the best grav experience right now. I
It looks
definitely
so
recommend
cool.
anyone that has a gravel bike to go and take it out onto the ocean. It's just perfectly flat. You got the beautiful new water simulation. It's a really good time, even if you're not racing.
Absolutely.
And
Definitely gives you that Star Wars feel for sure.
especially with some of the bikes, if you just turn hard enough and like you're banking at such an angle that you can always just grab this water with your hand. That's something
Oh,
to
no.
see.
That's dope. That's so cool. Expat Brat is asking, how low can you go here? So do any of you have any stats on that in terms of like in terms of your ship and how close to the water it can get?
Well, on average, hover bikes at the lowest clearance settings ride at about 1.7 meters above the water level. But
Amazing.
considering the place we are racing here and some of our turns, maybe someone will increase clearance and someone will probably go for luck, as we've seen, for example, with Garbo's first death on the track.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. Wow. Loving these shots. Draconis NZ here getting some nice shots here of checkpoint. Oh, which checkpoint is that? Is that checkpoint 2?
That is
Yeah.
2, coming on 3 and 4.
Here we go. And the thing about this pulse is it's so tiny. It's so small. But it's also just like it's a speed demon right there. Oh no, we got another ship destroyed by that goofy gamer girl. She's gonna get right back up there on that bike though. We know it. We know it.
Get back in the fight, gamer girl. You got
Oh
this.
no,
Wow.
another one.
These crashes just keep coming in. Look at that. We got Frozen 6169 biting the dust as well. Wow, that just tells you, I feel like, I think we had like a lot of people like testing out the track, just getting a solid lap in, and then boom, like sending it, trying to get those laps in as lap 5 happens here. Looks like Big Flex has jumped in front of NeoJet here. I think they're on different lobbies, but does look like they are a little bit ahead of the game there. As soon as these finish times come in, we do have a really cool race leaderboard set up by EchoBit here, so we can tell you the times that we have coming in and putting those into context, which is really nice.
Yeah, what sort of times are they doing?
On the leaderboard, I'm not seeing. Maybe I need to reset this here.
Well,
But
right now we see.
oh, here we go. There they go.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Continue,
go for it.
FD. Well, we see that Big Flex right now is leading the race with his fastest lap of being 2 minutes and 35 seconds and 605 milliseconds. And his current time is 10 minutes and 28 seconds total. And that will be updated when he clears another lap. After that, we have a NeoJet, still claiming his good pace. We see it seems that he is still in good racing spirits after the events.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kirby is closing in. After that, we have Jelly Handmade in the lobby 2, I assume. Goofy Gamer Girl is after. After that, we go back to lobby 3, AC3 Nightmare, and Clear Red Beard. And after that, on 8th place, Salty Mike.
Amazing. It looks like there's a pretty good battle happening here between Lobby 1 and Lobby 3, with Big Flex leading in Lobby 3 and NeoJet and Herbie in Lobby 1 following. Fastest lap time I'm seeing so far is NeoJet at 2 minutes and 32 seconds, which is Speedy McGee. I don't see anyone coming within 2 seconds of that here on the board so far, which is honestly, that is humbling. Oh, well, we see Kelsar having a really good lap time at 2:34, so I take that back. But still, looks like NeoJet is leading right now in terms of fastest lap, so that's cool to see. So we're looking at race times right now. Make just make sure I do a defense here. So we're going on 13 minutes and 2 seconds for Neojet and 13 minutes and 4 seconds for Herbie. It looks like they're kind of battling right now. Really close behind them is Big Flex at 13:05. So it is neck and neck. A crash, anything happening here can really close that gap. So racers have really got to be on point for this. This is exciting for me to see. I'm having a good time. And again, looks like that battle happening in lobby 1 versus lobby 3, which is they're all basically racing against each other. It's not like there's
what the... check it, like
go for it, Ika.
and the Neojet as well. Unfortunate. You guys can get back in there. Respawn is easy here.
It really is. But even just that crash in itself, Neojet was leading. So it's I'm curious to see what that crash has an effect on their race.
A comment from our race director Noise Maze: the trees are winning.
The trees are always number one when it comes to racing, I feel like.
I just felt being Saruman, and trees winning against me.
Always love a good Lord of the Rings reference there. That's dope. Oh man. The Ents win. Okay, all right. So let's see what happened. I'm really curious to see what that crash. You know what? It looks like Neojet's still leading at the top. I mean,
Another crash from Kelsa. Hang in there, Kelsa.
Hey. Let's see some other times here. So we have some really fast laps, even from Checked Leak over here. 2 minutes and 45 seconds for their fastest lap. That is a really good time. Speed Fragger having a fastest lap at 2:39.2. That is these are some really great lap times. Not always translating into being at the top of the leaderboard, but wonderful exhibitions of skill here, nonetheless. Look at that precision view. Love it. You love to see it.
The racing camera zoom. The simplicity of the UI. The zoom.
It's dope. It's a great addition. This is
perhaps the greatest feature ever.
Yeah.
I don't know if CIG intended it, but it looks great.
It does look really good, and that's something that I feel like UIT needs to hear, because everyone has a lot of opinions about a lot of things, but I'm always into giving that positive feedback when we see something that's really changing the game for the better. And yes, love seeing that precision camera, especially with that. Oh my god, that shot!
Oleg did sure spend some time and money on his hardware to make this water look so good.
Yeah, absolutely. It really does. It's breathtaking. Look at that.
And these bikes
Amazing
are so
here.
small, and Oleg being able to get close up to this bike is incredible. He's been practicing a lot for this.
Absolutely. I have a big upset to tell you here. Herbie is actually taking the lead at 15 minutes and 40 seconds. Fastest lapping 2:34. They're at the top in lobby 1. Looks like Big Flex is actually coming second here now with 15:43. Their fastest lapping 2:35. And then Jellyhead Maid is now third place. So we're seeing quite a little bit of oscillation between the top racers here. Neojet now in fourth place at 17 minutes. That crash may be affecting some of their standings here. And AC3 Nightmare in the top 5 as well, pulling up a respectable 17 minutes and 7 seconds so far, with their fastest time being 2:38. Love to see it. Yes, absolutely. Shout out to the camera pilot. I hear you, RP. I hear you. We got another crash coming in from
Let's
Frozen.
go, cameras. You're doing great.
Yeah, let's go, cameras. We don't need anyone cheering the we don't need anyone cheering the trees, though. Let's leave those trees to do their own thing. They have enough support on their own.
No, a Salty Mike crash. Hang in there, Salty Mike.
We got an. Is that Salty Mike's first crash? I'm not even sure. That's.
I
don't
think
I've
it
seen his
is.
name.
That's pretty impressive considering how long they've been racing.
Absolutely. That's shout out to them for that. Of that father-son team of Lens Nation with Young Plunga, looks like Young Plunga's leading in front of their dad, which is awesome to see, with 14 minutes 21 seconds, and looks like their fastest time was 2 minutes 57. Lens Nation's fastest time being 2:52. So even a little bit of competition between the father-son duo there. Love to see it. Oh, actually, you know what? That time was actually a little bit out of date here on my screen. Looks like they're actually Young Plunga is at 17:20 in terms of their race time, and Lens Nation over at 18:13. So they're pulling up in 9th place and 11th place. So that's cool to see. Both in lobby 2.
Oh, a nice red paint on that bike.
The red makes
Coming
it go
from
faster.
Noise Maze, our director,
Oh,
Oleg
no.
43 and the tree one. So we're about to see that now.
Oh, no.
I just jinxed it. Oh no.
There it is.
It looked epic though.
We love you, Oleg.
Thank you so much, Oleg, for your work. It's not easy out there for those camera operators, but they're doing a heck of a job. And you know what? Being an arena commander does make it a little bit easier for them to get back into the fight. I feel like oftentimes you have to have so much more than just 3 camera operators. But with the way that things are set up here in Arena Commander, you know, that the 1 per lobby, it seems to be working really well. Oh, looks like there's an issue here with Oleg getting back into the lobby. So we'll give him a second before we catch up
That
with
can
them.
happen sometimes, but we'll pray that they can get back in.
Yeah, absolutely. Lend them your energy.
That's alright, we've still got 2 cameras.
Absolutely, with amazing shots and amazing racers coming in here. So let's take a look at the current standings. I'm going to reset my leaderboard here. And it looks like Herbie is at the top, 20 minutes, 52 seconds. We're seeing that fastest lap time, you know, not always being the biggest factor in terms of who's at the front, but we're seeing some really good lap times here. Herbie at with total lap time at 20:52, Big Flex 21:04, and Jellyhead Made coming up right behind them in 3rd. So that's cool to see here. Yeah, that's so it looks like, yeah, across the lobbies we see a lot of good work happening in terms of not one lobby dominating, which
Couple
is
more
which is great to
crashes.
see.
Frazen, Blizzcole, and Kill Red Beard all at the same time. Hang in there, guys.
Endurance,
What
you
looked
can
like
do
a
it.
collision. A really nasty one.
Absolutely. Send it.
Meanwhile, Oleg is fighting the loaded servers, so
Yeah,
let's hope he can get back to us.
absolutely.
Hang in
Still
there, Oleg.
having-
Keep trying. Another crash from Chick Lake.
Another one.
Following in Oleg's example, says the race director.
Love it. We still have 2 camera operators up though, so Draconis NZ and LNDF. Good to see them up and about in the game working for them. But Oleg will get back in as soon as we can. And these racers keep moving. This race is just, it's zooming. So are there any surprises or upsets that you're seeing right here, Fed? Like anything that you're seeing on the track in terms of like, you know, I expected this or didn't expect that?
Well, I honestly expected a lot of deaths at the rocky sections.
Mhm.
I did not expect the trees. Oh, I did expect Oleg to hit something because, as per tradition, but honestly did not think that anyone will follow his example. But well,
You
the
never
track
know.
was way too bit treacherous and dubious.
Absolutely. So we are currently at lap 10. How many laps do we have in this race overall? Let's for people just coming in. Let's talk about the race format.
Echo, do you want me to do it or will you do it?
And Abdi's gonna look that up. We've just had a crash from Chick Lake. Hang on there, Chick Lake. You got this. And after we've talked about the format, I think since it's nearly the halfway point, let's go over the standings after that and talk about how everyone is doing and what sort of lap times they're doing.
Absolutely. So let me back here. Sorry about that.
Right now you're watching Ignition Expo, a premier new racing event to celebrate the release of new racing vehicle, Mirai's Pulse LX. The race itself is run as an endurance type, spanning 1 hour, of which we're close to running over the halfway point. We are housing the track in the Arena Commander by encompassing all of races into 3 separate lobbies, synced up by our bespoke timing software. And the track itself is located on Green, also known as LS3, the location of the Mirai Cup. And also the Cialiac is trying to get back to us. Hey,
Yeah.
grab buddy.
Fantastic
Oleg back in
description,
there.
Fed.
We do have 33 racers today across 3 different lobbies in Arena Commander, so all going for that endurance race of 1 hour. So we'll see how many laps we can get in during that time. After which we'll see who's at the top of the racing board, and let's see. We're just reset here, 26 minutes in, so almost at the halfway point, which is amazing to see here. And what I'm seeing here on my screen is Herbie at the top of the leaderboard, coming in from Lobby 1. Lobby 3, Big Flex coming in at second place with a 23.44. And Jellyhead Maid coming in at third place too. Let's just go down the whole thing. Neojet in fourth. Nice position. Awesome. Seeing them at 24.52. And in fifth place, we have AC3 Nightmare. So we got people coming in halfway through this mark. It's amazing to see how those positions have changed even from the beginning of the race. So some shifting here. Neojet leading at the beginning, now in fourth. Herbie coming up from like third or fourth and now leading. So it's cool to see some of that. Oleg, looks like Oleg line is still working their way back into the servers, so we'll see them as soon as we can.
Oleg is experiencing a cascade of bugs.
Oh,
Bugception, as our race director put it.
Bugception, oh my goodness. Somebody was asking where Carlito is, and it looks like Carlito is being recorded as iBloat. So I think if you see iBloat on the leaderboard, that is Carlito. Does that sound right to you, Echo?
I believe so, yes.
Awesome.
Race Direction may have made an executive decision to swap those buttons around. So follow iGloat as Carlito from Seven Hills Racing.
All right.
There I've got him on stream, although he's just to the left of LNDF's view right now. There he is.
Oh, well, there he is.
He's heading back to the start finish at the moment.
right, look at that. We got there. That goofy gamer girl, I think, just passed by on the screen.
So
Look
here,
at that, like weaving
Reconnaissance
right
is
through those trees.
representing Lobby 2. It's beautiful. And LNDF is representing Lobby 3.
Another crash here from Just the Fox. Looks like those crashes keep coming in, but people keep going. That's again the advantage of being an arena commander, being able to see these things just kind of like the crash happens and you pop back up again, get back in the race.
You got this, Jess.
Yeah. So Fed, have you raced this track yourself? And if you do, what are some of your thoughts on it? What is do you have any favorite aspects of the track or
Honestly, I
pain
did
points?
not have the time to spend some time in person on it, but from what I've seen, well, it's a good balance of tricky areas, mostly grounded rocks, because, well, I consider that to be the only tricky areas here, and balance of some time to have a breather.
Yeah,
So
it is nice to have
you
that
have a
in
balance.
the track.
For purposes
Ooh.
of checking out new track, it's better, honestly, than our more famous track. But you'll see later this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, just a reminder, these Pulse vehicles, they're new to 323, which means that people are still getting a sense
We
for
just
them
had a
and learning
crash
how they
from Lord
race.
Oten and we saw it on stream there.
Oh no! I think Lens Nation
Hang on
coming up
there,
with another
Oten, you
crash
got
victory.
this.
You got it. There's Carlito right there, rounding that corner. Oh, that zoom. That's dope. I like that view. Oh, is that
Great
young
work,
Plunga?
Tells, who is LNDF
Yeah.
and Chikana Sensei.
You see a little battle there between Young Plunga and Checked Leak. Looks like Young Plunga shooting their shot, seeing if they can get in front of them. That is an epic head-to-head race there.
Let's go, Lens Nation!
Yeah! Again, Young Plunga, the son of the father-son duo of Lens Nation. Always cool to see that. It always is very
Delta
humbling to me.
Diodus Racing showing their professional racing streak there, taking the lead once again.
Oh! Looks like we have another crash, or not another crash, but a crash from Kill Redbeard. And who do we have on screen now? I think we got Big
So we
Flex.
are 30 minutes into the race. Can we go over all of the standings and what are their fastest lap times?
Let's do it, yeah. So right now I have Herbie in first position. Looks like they are leading at 31:25. Their fastest lap being 2 minutes and 34 seconds. The amazing thing to me is going down this leaderboard, a lot of those fastest laps are within a couple seconds of each other. Second place right now being Big Flex, with their fastest lap being 2 minutes and 35 seconds. That's cool to see. Jellyhead Made, their fastest lap being 2 minutes and 38 seconds. But all coming within very close standings from one another. And then we, in fourth place, we do have Neojet.
Tells firing their weapons, but I don't think intentionally.
No, they didn't have gimbals on. All right, let's see here. So another amazing shot here. Look at those camera people. LNDF keeping up with another racer. Let's see, that's Big Flex right there. Being in second place in Lobby 3. Oh, Neojet with a crash. They moved back up to fourth place there for a second, so we'll see how that crash affects their standings.
really admire the determination of the racers. Hang in there, Neojet. Get back in there.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that is the definition of an endurance race. It's not just about your fastest lap. It's about being able to consistently put those times down and rise up to the challenges of crashing and getting back on the track. And these racers are doing it. Not just these top ranks that I'm talking about. We have people like amazingly fast times, like Gerbo putting in a 2:36 on one of their laps. Amazing to see there. Another fast lap? Kelsar putting down that 2:34 in 12th place, but all these times are, within seconds of each other. They're all fighting for it right now. It is a battle. And looks like another crash. That's Lens Nation. Rough. But you got this, brother. Keep going. You got it. Send it.
Don't give up. Continue
Don't give up.
racing.
Never surrender. That shot is dope. I love that.
Speaking of how convenient Arena Commander is and where you can just respawn and get straight back into the racing, a recent update to Star Citizen in patch 3.23 has enabled regeneration of all medical beds in ground vehicles such as the Airsa Medevac, and your Cutlass Red can also regenerate you now. All medical beds and ships can regenerate you, which is going to make running events much more convenient, particularly with all the ground racing we've got coming up in June.
Absolutely, yeah. It's gonna change the way that racing and events like this happen. I think that's an important thing to consider. There are a lot of opinions about that change for the medical beds, but as we know, this is a game in development. Things will change, and we know that for the sake of development, there are changes that happen that we might not have full insight in. But I think that this one is actually going to be really positive for being able to run events and have testing of certain qualities of the PU. So I'm excited to see how that gets implemented here. Goofy Gamer Girl. Oh, not Goofy. Did I say Goofy Gamer Girl? That was Goofy Gamer Girl. That was Goofy Gamer Girl right in front of Lens Nation, leading right there. That was a cool head-to-head battle to see. Oh, Kittle Redbeard. Is that a crash?
We got a crash from Kill
That
Redbeard
looks like
there.
a crash.
Or maybe
We saw
just
that.
caught in the trees.
Maybe. Let's see if they can recover from that one. So you can see, what would be a normal turn can go all out of sorts just based off of terrain or just like hitting a weird angle there. Things can happen real fast like that. So what these racers are doing, it's not an easy thing.
Especially with trees being like that. There's a lot of reasons why people don't try to race at the microtech track of the graph racing mode. Trees
Right.
being one of them, especially at the river section.
Yes. Oh no, internet died. Mike better win. Croncy, we'll let you know. Let's check in with Salty Mike. Salty Mike leading at 11th place with a solid fastest track time of 2:56. Honorable work there. Looks like they're putting in the work too. Let me put in a reset here. Actually, let's see if the timings and the standings change. Yeah, it looks like Herbie is still leading in lobby 1 at 36 minutes 39. Okay, they are making their way downtown, walking fast. Fastest time still 2:34. Their last lap time though being 2:36, so they're consistently putting down fast lap times. It's cool to see. Big Flex in lobby 3. Looks like they're leading in that lobby, and then lobby 2 I think being led here by Jellyhead Made. So those, yeah, it's cool to see in these top ranks in these lobbies happening here. Very cool. All right, let's take a look and see what's happening here on the cameras. Draconis NZ with a nice scenic shot here at one of the checkpoints here. We're down to lap 15. That's amazing. I'm really curious to see how many laps these racers can fit in an hour. That's gonna be really interesting to see.
And the leaders of the race are all in different lobbies. I was not expecting that.
Oh, really? It's kind of cool to see. I feel like it really does lend credence to the fact that the way that this race is set up is really quite equal. That you know, like there's like from one Arena Commander server to another, that there's still consistency between the three servers. Not like one performing worse or making it harder for the racers than another, which is nice. Oh, we got
And
another
this
crash
is-
here.
Yeah,
Go for it.
unfortunately, Blizzcore already beat the dust, and we can't really help him now, unless he recovers his panic.
there-
But, well, we do now see the greatness of running a race in Arena Commander with already, as you mentioned, the situation with our leaders of the track.
I'm curious. I got a question here for you, Fed. Oh, we got another crash
Go
here
for it.
from Frozen. So, you know, I see people running with orgs here. Some people are representing themselves, like BlizzCole, representing themselves. Jellyhead Made also representing themselves. iBloat doing the same. Question for you: What would you say is the advantage of running with an org? I think, in my experience, I'm in a couple of orgs. Some of them I'm more involved in than others. But what would you say is an advantage, especially being so, like, you know, being the leader of Turbo Racing Corporation? What kind of things do you see
racing
happening?
department of Turbo Corporation. We
Oh, right,
run
sure.
a department. Well, first one is funding, because even now with the price hikes, racing ship costs a lot of money. Especially if, for example, like Herbie, you like to race in big ships.
Mm-hmm.
I remember at least one or even two Cracks Cups. Herbie got at least podium finishes in heavy class in his C2 Hercules.
And of course, you're referring to in-game bot ships, which I think is an amazing way to play the game. It gives you something to work towards, you know, in terms of in-game goals, especially with MMOs being kind of more freeform and how you create your gameplay experience. So funding from an org being a big thing. I've definitely seen org banks being really helpful for people, especially for new people getting into a new format. Like if a miner is coming in, someone who does a lot of mining or salvaging, and they're like, you know what, I do want to try some racing, but I don't have any racing ships. That does seem like a nice advantage of being in an org. Just saying,
Also,
hey,
racing in an org also will imply that there is already someone experienced in the craft in the org who can teach it. For example, I originally started racing when I was part of Team Consolidated, and that means Tint and his back events got me into racing. I still, as Tint himself, love drifting around in Nova Tank or Tonk.
Yeah, I love to see that Tokyo drift. I love it.
Yeah, unfortunately, the track that we started doing that shenanigans in took some hit at least two Planet Tech updates ago, and we haven't found anything close to it. So we just said, but well, we do have to adapt to.
I just want to shout Frontier Consolidated out here. Noise Maze, Tint, and Prof Decoy are all from Frontier Consolidated, and Loud Guns, the org leader, is a committee member of Anzu Racing. They are an integral part to this race and are providing a huge amount of support, race direction, and race timing for this event. Thank you all so much, Frontier Consolidated.
Absolutely.
And also speaking about supports from the orgs, also another advantage of running with an org is, well, not for you individually, well, maybe sometimes, yeah, even individually. But for the rogue themselves is the ability to mobilize security forces to protect the race.
That is
For
true.
example, Frontier Consolidation mobilized the Legion department for previous Ignition Expo, and they provided defense to the track by planting some ballistas and centurions around the Warwolf's oil rig platform.
That is huge.
Was quite an effective decision.
Absolutely. As we know, especially when running events in the PU, you're subject to outside forces, and that's just a part of the game. So, you know, if a pirate or someone coming in, even just by accident, you know, you never know, things happen, and having people that can deal with that while you focus on the race organization is huge, and a big advantage of having an org to help out with that. Whoa, very close to that pylon, LNDF, but just snaking around it. That was epic. I love it.
You're doing great.
That was great.
Now, LNDF is not an experienced pilot, but they're managing to achieve this level of survival. You're doing amazing, Tills, LNDF. Well done.
Great shots, and really cool to see that maneuvering around these things. That does take an amazing amount of skill. So, shout out to you, LNDF. We got Draconis here on the camera here, looking at. Oh, who is that? Oh, I was so close.
Blizzcole!
Oh yeah, there we go. Blizzcole back in it. Love to see
Let's
that.
go, Blizzcole. They're back in the race.
Love to see that. And let's see, Blizzcole.
Kelsar with the crash there. Hang in there, Kelsar.
Oh, you got it, Kelsar. Blizzcole, I'm seeing in 20th standing, and Kelsar in 11th standing. Let's take a look.
We're
here,
at
then.
15 minutes into the race. Fed, would you like to go over all of the standings? And yeah,
Yes, of
just go from
course.
1st to 10th place.
Our
Also
first
point out
position
people
is
that are doing
still-
fast laps.
Yeah. Our first position is still held by Herbie. He did not exceed his fastest lap of 2 minutes and 34 seconds, yet we never know, he might get some speedy zoomies, especially zoomies.
Yay, Herbie!
Zoomies. To the end of the race. On the second position we have Big Flex with his fastest time of being 2 minutes and 35 seconds. His first lap of the race.
Best
After
time in
that,
our
we have
races.
Jellyhead
Amazing
Maid.
performance.
Third position is held by Jellyhead Maid. His fastest lap was quite recently. It was his 15th lap with the time of 2 minutes and 37 seconds. After that, on fourth place we have Neochat. Once again, he did not exceed his fastest lap, which was his first one, with the fastest lap of the race to the moment of 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Our fifth place is held by AC3 Nightmare. His fastest lap did not change from the halfway point of the race. iBloat is next, with his fastest time of being 2 minutes and 43 seconds, his 7th lap. After that we have Renwa Smilik, fastest lap being 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Kill Redbird after him with 2 minutes and 37 seconds, his 6th lap. That Goofy Gamer goes after them, with her fastest time also being 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and her first lap. We do have a lot of people who scored best on the first laps of the track.
Yeah, really.
Probably because they did not have the chaos of evading other people and other dangers like debris.
Yeah, and also there's something to say for in an endurance race. You know, we're dealing with people with different control sets, whether they're doing mouse, keyboard, or joysticks, HOTAS, all that
Or
kind of
something
stuff.
in between.
Yeah, or something in between. You know, hands on keyboard or hands on mouse and stick.
And
That's
stick.
one of the
And pedals.
Absolutely.
Continuing
Pedals being
with
another one of
our
them.
positions. On 10th
in it-
place we have our Salty Mike, with his
right.
fastest step being 2 minutes and 54 seconds. That was his 10th lap. After that we have John Planga, and I think I butchered that nickname.
No, I think you got it perfect.
Fastest
You got
lap
it
of 2
perfect.
minutes and 48 seconds. Next is Lance Nation, the fastest lap under number 11 of 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
That is
Kerosar
so cool to
is
see,
on his tail.
just because they're the father-son duo there. So them having both fastest times at 2 minutes and 48 seconds is kind of amazing.
Kerosar on 13th place. Again, the fastest lap being the first one, 2 minutes and 34 seconds. Just the Fox, 14th place. Once again, fastest lap was his first, 2 minutes 43 seconds. Gerva the Gnome, returning from the back positions. We may as well see him with better results when 15th place. Fastest lap is under number 11, 2 minutes 36 seconds. U10, GG, coming after our Gnome, 2 minutes and 58 seconds, lap number 10. Check Click. Once again, first lap was the fastest one, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. 18th place is held by Frozen Gaming, 2 minutes and 55 seconds, fastest lap. Speed Fragger, 19th place, 2 minutes 39 seconds, lap number 2. And unfortunately, on the last place is Briscoe, with fastest time being 3 minutes and 1 second.
I'm gonna say
And
something.
our
So,
Amazing.
race
Thank you for
director
that update.
notifies
Go ahead,
us
FD.
less than 10 minutes remains of the track.
oh yeah, and we got a director. Yeah, in less than 10 minutes. You know, interesting. Looking through these standings, I'm seeing 9 people having their fastest times being in the 2:30s, 2 minute 30 seconds. But some of those people with those fast lap times, you know, it's kind of spread out. There's like in 19th place, Speedfragger having a 2:39. And then, you know, I think the fastest time that I'm seeing being Neojet in 4th place. So again, this being an endurance race, thank you, Smithy Joe Bob, I appreciate it. But with Neojet being in 4th place here with the fastest lap time that I'm seeing at 2:32, it really lends credence to the idea that this really truly is an endurance race. So it's not just about your fastest time, but it's about consistently putting in decent times lap after lap after lap for 1 hour, which is going back to what we were talking about with different control schemes. You know, I'm like 33 years old. After an hour of playing Star Citizen, you know, those wrists with the sticks and all that, you know, you can start getting sore, especially if you're putting in constant input that whole time. So it's definitely there is a physicality to racing, especially when it's an endurance race. So I a shout out to all the racers here for putting in that work and putting in those laps.
You know, you mentioned wrist pains, and well, we did not even go to the wrist pain, really, the race that put a strain to that, to everyone's race and hands. The first Ignition Expo.
Oh yeah.
At that expo,
Tell us about it.
our own Prof Decoy found out that tricording is very effective in our ship of that day, Fury Lex, even in atmosphere. And after first lap, when everyone else noticed that everyone in the race was tricording, and imagine tricording for an hour.
Oh my god, that's the most awkward wrist position, just like to get the fastest times. I know some racers who are literally like, you know, having to do, you know, put on the, you know, wrist braces. Some of them having, you know, making sure to treat their bodies with respect. You know, doing those wrist stretches, things like that. There's nothing wrong with that. Keep your body safe so that you can stay in the game, you know, for as long as you can. So definitely recommend that. But oof, yeah, tricording for, I can't even. Was that an hour endurance race for that first one?
Yes.
Ooh,
An hour of
One-
recording.
an hour of tricording. Yeah. 07 to you guys. That's intense.
At this point, we do understand and stress another point. Also, customize your equipment if you do not feel comfortable with it. For example, Splen, our world-renowned racer, has enormous hands, and because of that, he has some rubber bands on his both sticks just to fit him comfortably.
Yeah. Smithy Joe Bob here, another accomplished racer. Nice to see them in chat. Saying, I had my physio help me set up my sticks and chair for the most ergo setup that you could do. There's like, I love hearing that because that means you're taking care of your body, you're taking care of your physicality, because that's what goes into a race. Like any racing, and even just playing the game itself. PvP, PvE, you know, you're on those, you're on your control. Even just like regular mouse and keyboard, you don't want to get carpal tunnel or anything like that. So definitely good seeing that people are taking care of themselves. And yeah, shout
Also,
out to
Andy, look at the stream. Do you reckon we'll have an issue with LMDF's camera perspective going down into the water? Literally, look at his hydrogen tank. Do you reckon
my
he'll have enough for the 5 minutes left?
Oh no.
no, I don't know. We'll
Alan
see.
DF Telsworth, this is your warning. You're very low
gonna
on
see-
fuel. And we recommend crashing your ship and getting a new one.
Yeah, right before the end, just so you have enough to oh, here we go. Oh wow, Draconis 2. Draconis rounding that corner as Goofy Gamer Girl came right around there. Great shot, great shot. Look at that little sneak peek shot they're trying to get there. Someone's gonna be like, whoa. Hello, camera. That's awesome. I love that shot. Oh god, like this is great. So we have 5 minutes left in the race. 5 minutes, actually less than 5 minutes.
Ah,
So
there we go. Telsworth ran out of
Tactical
fuel.
respawn.
Alan DF,
there you go. LNDF
No, I don't
getting
think
that.
he ran out of
tactical
fuel.
respawn. Hopefully you don't get the spawning bug.
Oh,
There
they're
we
in. They're
go.
back in. They're back
Alan
in.
DF
Woohoo!
back in the fight.
Praise Chris Roberts. We got them back into the server. Love it. That's awesome. Oh, so RP 2000 or 20,010 says, you believe that Herbie is mouse and keyboard. Yeah, and then also other people saying that they use it. Right, yeah. I love this discussion. Every time that I watch a racing stream, I feel like people end up bringing this up, and I think that this is a good time to say it too. Whatever floats your boat. People are going to say, you got to get VKBs, you got to get Verpals, you got to get this or that. But, you know, I was racing and doing a lot of the work that I was doing on mouse and keyboard for a long time. And then I moved to T-Flight HOTAS X, and then moved to a T16000. And now I know, right? Oof. Like, I even modded it so that cable could...
At least not the Warthogs. At least not
Yeah,
the
right.
Warthogs.
Yeah, right. So now I'm on VKBs, and, you know, like, that's great for me. But you know, mouse and keyboard, when it comes to racing, whatever you can pick up and whatever works for you, start where you can start. We have people like Herbie here leading the leaderboard at 54:59, putting in one of the most quick and fastest laps at 2:34, mouse and keyboard. So nothing wrong using a mouse and keyboard. Again, it's just what it's some people, it kind of goes back to that Fury commercial. Is it the input or is it the racer? And I think the
Echo,
racer.
do you remember what you said in that commercial? Do you think it's the ship
I
or
said
the
it was
racer?
the ship. Because if you get a ship which is built by Mirai, such as the Pulse LX right here, you're going to be in for a very fast and quick ride. And it's competitive with the Nox, it's competitive with the X1 Velocity, second fastest at top speed in the game.
Meanwhile, the white flag has been called.
There we go,
which
the white
means
flag
we
is
have
out.
one lap till the end of the race.
All right, here we go. One lap. Yep, that's absolutely right. We got less than 2 minutes on the board here. Herbie's still in the top standings at 57.35, and Big Flex coming in next in second place with Jellyhead Maid in third. Neojet still in the top 5 at position 4, and this is a name I haven't said yet, and I'm sorry about this. Renless Malik, 5th place. That's awesome to see. Looks like they've been
Let's
rising
go,
through the race.
Renlos!
Yeah, Renlos in lobby 2. So we have a good spread. Lots of lobby 2, lobby 1, and Big Flex in lobby 3. So all of the lobbies getting good representation here. Love to see it. Francie here saying real racers use original Street Fighter boards. That's true, and I'm pretty sure Chris Roberts said that too. So I'm just kidding. Please don't quote me on that.
Commentators guess they've crashed.
No,
Sorry,
no.
Renlos.
I'm sorry, Renless. I shouldn't. He was like, "Why did you say my name?" I'm sorry. Get back in there. You can do it. Send it. Full send.
Also, a reminder: Renos Malik was the winner of previous Ignition Expo. So he does have some racing, hover racing in his head, and it's
absolutely. I'm seeing 30 seconds.
Muscles.
30 seconds left in the race. Oh no! With the LNDF crash there, right there, within the last 30 seconds.
LNDF.
Yeah. All right, Draconis NZ rounding out maybe potentially our last camera view of the race. Amazing times.
Standing.
Yes. All right, that's 3.
We'll be
2,
coming up on the checker
1.
flag any minute now.
Yep, it should be any second now. 22 laps. 22 laps. That's 22
now,
laps
if the
in 1
overall
hour.
leader crashes, the next person in the lead will take that role. There we go. Checkered flag is out. We've
Checkered
got to
flag,
finish.
everybody. Way to be. Love that finish.
Congratulations,
Herbie.
Savvy, Lord
Wow.
Utan.
Looks like we have Herbie in first place. Love to see that the racer that finished in 6th, that was Lord Utan. That's great to see. Amazing. And Herbie, just keeping it consistent, putting in those solid times, lap after lap. You love to see it. Their last lap being 2:37. GG's, everybody. That was an amazing finish. Great work. I love seeing that. What a race. All right, we're getting more finishes in here.
Congratulations, Kelsa. Good job, Salty Mike.
Yeah, so you got Big Flex coming in there as a racer finish.
Nice work, Big Flex.
Now,
Now, I believe these positions are incorrect because all of the lobbies are split up like they would be racing classes. Follow the leaderboard on the left, not the notifications in the middle.
Sure, and we'll round out back to the first positions there, but we're seeing more people finishing and getting those solid times in, which is really nice. So, looks like we got 23 laps in total in terms of the racer with the most laps completed. So 23 laps in 1 hour. Dang, that is intense.
Well done, everyone.
Absolutely. Look at that, Lens Nation finishing their lap. That's great to see. Cool. Yeah, that's great. Well done, everyone. What another great Ignition Expo hosted by Anzia Racing. EchoBit, thank you so much. This has been awesome. This was a great race.
It's a lot
Look
of
at
fun, and it's so cool to see everyone having fun with their new Pulse LX. Congrats, Czech League, as well on your finish. Another 1 minute, and then we'll wrap things up. And thank you both for coming, Abdi and Fedical. It's been great having you today.
It's been a pleasure commenting this event. As always.
Yes, absolutely. It's honestly a big honor being here, especially with Fedical, someone who's been involved with these races for so long too, and you, EchoBit. Somebody using that redeem the head pat EchoBit. That's so cute. Love to see it.
Hey, someone found out they can head pat me.
That's awesome. Good job, Goofy Beetle. You love to see it. Look at that, though. Our 3 top rankings being from 3 different lobbies. I honestly love to see that. Herbie in first, Big Flex in second, and Jellyhead Made in third. Congratulations, everyone. What a great race. And not just for those top 3,
Incredible
to everybody putting in
race
that time.
and everyone finishing. We have race results ready. Could I get one of you to read those out with me?
Of course. Let's see them.
Let's do it.
Alright, here is the race results for the Ignition Expo featuring the Mirai Pulse LX.
All right, I'll lead us from the top. In the first ranked standing, we have Herbie of Punch Buggy leading at 23 laps in first place. Second place, Big Flex of Amarok's Fang Racing. Jellyhead Maid representing themselves, rounding out the ranked standings at third place. Amazing to see those top three. Neojet putting in a time at fourth place, 23 laps there. iBloat in fifth. Kill Redbeard in
And
sixth.
that's Kalito, by the way.
Oh, that is Carlito. Okay. iBloat being Carlito is what you were saying?
Yep, I think they were substituted in their slot.
Right. Okay. So that's Carlito being in fifth there. Kill Redbeard in sixth. That Goofy Gamer Girl in seventh. Renlos Malik in eighth. And let's see if we can get the next standings there. But as you can see on the right side, we have people from all different lobbies. Not just one lobby leading the rankings there, which is making this really nice to see that we can set up a race in this way. In ninth place standing, we have AC3 Nightmare. Salty Mike getting in that top 10. Amazing to see. Lens Nation, this of the father-son duo, Young Plunga was leading for the longest time. Lens Nation rounding it out though in 11th place, followed by Young Plunga in 12th place. Great to see it. Great times in there. Love seeing that. Kelsar coming in at 13th place. 14th place being Gerbo the Gnome. 15th place being Lord Utan. And 16th being Joss the Fox. In 17th ranked, we have Checked Leak. And in 18th, Speed Fragger. 19th place being Frozen 6169, and rounding it out with Blizz Cole in 20th ranking, and loving to see that. There is no least here. All of you are the best, and love seeing this endurance race. Thank you. This wonderful race, honestly, it was quite the endurance race for the camera operators and the racers themselves. It was just an amazing exhibition of skill to see.
And before we close
It's
for the
been
night,
amazing.
we can
Go for it, Finn.
ask our winner of this race, Herbie, for an interview. He's ready for us.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Herbie, are you around? I almost forgot to do my job there.
Yeah, he's in race
Herbie,
already.
I'm just gonna drag you in.
There they are.
Hey Herbie,
Hey
congratulations.
Herbie, are you with us?
Hello. Hey everyone.
Congratulations on getting that first place rank. You were putting in that work, Herbie.
Yeah, cheers everyone. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Just keep it steady, be consistent, and yeah, the rest was pretty easy to be honest.
That's great to hear.
Yeah,
saw
we do
a
know
lot of
that
crashes.
you're very good with turns and optimizing them.
Yeah, once I've done it a couple of times, I can usually repeat it down to a T line, and just keep it very extremely consistent.
Yeah, that muscle memory does a huge bit in terms of getting those turns down and making sure that those go as safely as possible. You know, you were mentioning there that it was pretty easy, but one thing that we saw a lot today was crashes all across the board. Neojet, Lens, and all sorts of people, everyone, even Salty Mike, which had a crash in there. Herbie, I'm not sure if I saw you have a crash at all during this match. Did you crash at all?
No, yeah, but I've seen a lot of people crash, and they was cutting a lot more of the grass embankments and the steeper parts. So I've avoided them for a reason. But they took the risk, and it just didn't pay off.
Oh, and
That's such a great point.
You know, yesterday Jarba spilled the beans, but the two of you found something interesting in regards to increasing the survivability of her bikes. Did you use that knowledge today?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've left that setting still on. Yeah,
You check
it's the The proximity, I assume you're talking about.
Well, I don't know about what I'm talking about because Gerber did not release the details
Oh right.
until the Season 7 ending, so he did try to keep some secrets to him.
Secret
Yeah.
call select settings. We'll have to get those details after the race.
Trying to get some
Absolutely.
gradation clear and go for Gerber.
Yeah, well, sure. I also used Maya's graphics settings because I was watching him on the stream today, and he
Oh.
had zero performance issues. So I was asked to get a screenshot, and I copied them, and it seemed to work for me. But I'm sorry, everyone. I was extremely busy today, and I didn't not post it on purpose or anything. I would have done it if I could have remembered.
No, you're alright. It has been a long day for you and everyone in the community. Well done and congratulations on your race today.
Thanks a
We'll
lot,
send you
myself.
back up there. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you to all the racers.
Yeah, thanks again for putting it on. It was a lot of fun, especially when you can actually survive, if you know what I mean. Or it's somewhat survivable for some people. I should say.
Yeah, right.
Let's go. Arena Commander Racing is back.
Yeah,
Yay.
definitely. Great fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, what a race. Endurance race it was. Yeah, I feel like the point there that Herbie made about the risks that you take and the disadvantages and the advantages to taking those risks, and especially in an endurance race where putting in that time lap after lap is a really good bit for all those people looking to get into endurance racing or racing in general this way. So really interesting mindset for this race and what led to their success. And honestly though, this whole race just felt like a success, even for everybody here, just to be here and make this happen. So thank you so much. EchoBit, would it be okay if I read off some of the staff shoutouts?
Go for it.
So Anzia Racing would like to thank the following organizations that play an integral part of the operation of today's events. Thank you to Southern Cross Alliance, Frontier Consolidated, Soul Citizens, Turbor Corporation, Sire Imperium, and Space Racers League. Thank you to my co-hosts EchoBit and Fedical. EchoBit representing Southern Cross Alliance as our live stream manager, and Fedical of Turbor Corporation being our commentator for today. Thank you. It's honestly been such a pleasure being here for you, with you on this stream. But I do also want to shout out our race director, Noise Maze from Frontier Consolidated. All that work going into making this race happen. And of course, one of our lobby directors and race timers from Frontier Consolidated, Tint. Without all of your work, we wouldn't have all of these wonderful standings and all the data that we have to be able to go across and say who's in the rankings and who's in the leaderboards. Along with Tint as our lobby director and racing timer, we have Commander Calabar and Professor Decoy, or Prof Decoy, both of Southern Cross Alliance and Frontier Consolidated. Thank you so much for both of your work in being our lobby directors and race timers. Going to our camera operators who had to contend with a lot of different issues here. We have Oleg Lime. Thank you for your work. I know that you've faced a lot of bugs, but of Turbor Corporation, bringing in the camera operator and doing some of those really cool shots. We just loved having you. Draconis NZ of Southern Cross Alliance and LNDF of Southern Cross Alliance, all three of your camera work being fantastic, finding new ways to make racing look so dynamic and interesting with that precision view there. That was amazing to see. We also have our two checkpoint officers of Salem Frost from Sire Imperium and Ostech from Space Racers League. Thank you so much for all of your work. Without all these people coming together to make this happen, we wouldn't have it. So honestly, all of you are wonderful, and shout out to Anzia Racing and EchoBit and Tint and everybody for coming together and making this happen. And also to CIG and Star Citizen for making the game that we love to keep track on the development of, play, and talk about and commentate for. So shout out to CIG as well. Fedical, Echobit, do you have anything you want to say?
Each and every one of you. I do, yes. So I'll just close things out. I've been Echo, but after Johan, Fedical, thank you so much both for commentating this race. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to everyone that supports our races. We love you all very much. And is it race day yet? We'll see you next time.
Yeah,
Look at us, we're out of sorts. Thank God we're not keeping score. Losing our mind to cannibal corpse, making that thing swing back and forth.